Am I the only one today, or will be more people?
You may be the only one today because, like, it's a really difficult time for a lot of people because they're working and things like that. So, um, but I have it live now, like on my YouTube channel. So it, and then after the lesson, I'll put it unlisted. So only the people that I share it with can see it.
Okay, so we will proceed with our
You sound so much
lessons in the
better.
future. We will proceed with. Mhm.
I think for now I'm good with continuing at least until, your exam is what, the middle of June, or your exam?
No, 30th of July, the end of
The
July.
30th of July. I mean, for now, let's keep on it to get you ready, and then I'll let you know where we're going in the future. Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. So, how was this week? How was your preparation this week?
Very, very slow because I have other examinations as well, and I don't have time for everything. I hope that I can increase a little bit my preparation. Fasten, how it's called? How is the word? I can fasten my preparation.
Maybe we would say speed up.
Speed up, yes.
Yeah. So let me put a virtual whiteboard so you can see me and I can talk to you. Did you did you see my lesson yesterday, by the way?
No, you wanted to tag me in some post, but you haven't.
I did. Well, that's the master class. But that's separate. I go live and I give a live lesson every Monday. So I was wondering if you joined me there.
No, could you send me maybe the link and I will watch it after our lesson?
Okay. Well, are you followed on my YouTube channel? Are you subscribed on the YouTube channel? Because they go live. If you subscribe there and like have the bell clicked, then you would get notified every time I go live and you can join me.
Yes, I will subscribe after the lesson.
Okay.
Everything after the lesson, yes.
Yeah. So did you so far it's been no. Let's see if we can get a yes to your preparation. Did you download and print out the speaking and writing rubric?
No, I will do just sorry. I will do just next week because I'm working at the moment and I don't have time to go to the coffee shop.
But you don't have to print it out. You should at least have it so you can study it so you know what you're looking for, right?
Yes, I will do that. Not a problem.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to ask a question that you would actually say yes to. Did you did you prepare it all this week?
I have prepared a little bit the speaking part.
Okay, what did you
do? Also some reading. Actually, at the speaking part, it was not so bad, but I need maybe some, how can I say that, some expressions to improve my language. This is the one thing I need. And the second thing, eigentlich, this is German. Actually, I did use of English, and use of English is what's quite good. But the reading for the first part of the reading, so part 5, from 6 points, I had only 1.
1 out of 6 points.
Yes.
Is that for the reading you said?
For part 1, yes. For
part 1 of reading. Okay.
No, part 5 of reading. So
yeah, okay.
Use of English, it was good, but part 1, which is part 5 of the reading, it was very, very bad.
Okay. So then let's okay. let me find one and we can do some practice for part 5. Okay.
So for
And-
homework, I need to download the speaking and to write in rubric and to highlight it. Something else for homework for next week?
Absolutely. So we're going to get into that. Just a second. I'm trying to find part 5, and then we will do some practice, or at least some strategy, So yeah, part 5 is a little difficult, but that's okay. You can do it. So here, let me share this with you. And this is what I went over yesterday in my lesson. So it's what this is called is the compound effect. The compound effect. Do you know what I mean by compound? Like when something compounds?
No, I
Okay.
have no idea.
Okay, perfect. So when something compounds, it means it multiplies. Okay.
Compound multiplies.
Compound. So for example, some common expressions for compound are like the most common one is compound interest. Right? When you take a loan from a bank or something and like interest, it builds up. Do you know what interest is?
No.
Interest is like the extra money you have to pay. When you borrow money from the bank, like let's imagine you borrow 100 euros and there's a 5% interest, right? You have to pay 105 euros back.
So what does it mean, compound interest?
Well, just a second. So first of all, do you understand interest?
It's like taxes?
No, not like taxes. Taxes is like a fee that you have to pay to live someplace, right? But interest is extra money that you have to pay on money that you borrow. So like, imagine you borrow 100 euros. And if the bank charges 5% interest, saying, okay, I'll let you borrow this, but you have to pay me 105 euros back. Do you understand?
Yes, but what does it mean, the both compound interest?
Well, first, like, do you like interest? Do you understand interest?
Yes.
Okay, so compound is like when something compounds, it multiplies. So like if you do a habit every day, then like this habit will go over to this habit, right? And this and this. So like compound interest is your loan, which is 100. Then if you have compound interest, you have to pay 105. Like we said before, do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then if the interest compounds, then you have the 5% on top of that 5%, right? And then as that interest compounds, you have 5% on top of that 105. So it kind of multiplies.
Okay.
Don't worry about compound interest. Compound interest is like, that's not language related. That's just, if you don't understand, Like it's better that you get it in your language.
So what I need is on the first, on the one hand, I need some expressions for the speaking part to improve
Well-
my speaking, and I need also some training in reading, maybe.
Well,
At the moment.
remember I taught you last week how to get expressions. Do you remember that?
No.
No? Okay. So okay, here's the thing, the compound effect. I want your homework, because you asked me before about your homework. Okay.
Yes.
Your homework is to do something every day. Okay. You have to do a practice, or you have to read, read something with the intention to learn an expression every day. It's because you asked me to learn expressions, right? That's what you really want. So you have to do something every day. Do you understand me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so let's imagine here, like this is the compound effect. So every day you learn an article and you learn 1 or 2 new expressions. Okay, every day, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day. And then, so what happens is eventually if like you say, oh, I got too busy, or I didn't do it, or something like that, that breaks the rhythm, right? So everything you've like learned, and you see like everything kind of compounds, everything multiplies, right?
Could
But
you
the
maybe,
thing is,
could you maybe
when you stop here, then you're kind of starting again at 0. And then you have to build up this habit, because what this is it's more than just language. You are building habits. You're building a habit to learn English. So it's more than just giving you, I'm not going to give you like 5 expressions to use with speaking, because I don't know what you're going to talk about. But what I do is I show you how to learn these expressions, how to build habits to learn the expressions, right? Because I could give you 5 expressions today and say, okay, go use these, and you have 5 expressions. That does nothing. You understand?
Could you tell me which resources maybe I can use for to read and to practice some expressions?
Well, that depends on you. What do you enjoy? What do you like? What do you didn't see my masterclass, right?
No.
Okay. Well, all of these questions are answered in that. Okay. So, like how to find material, how to hunt for language, why to hunt for language, about staying consistent. I'll send you a link that you can go directly to that after our lesson.
Okay.
So what do you enjoy? What do you enjoy learning about? Or what do you enjoy listening to? What do you enjoy reading? What do you enjoy learning about?
Romantic comedies.
Okay. What else? What do you, so that's what you enjoy watching. So what do you enjoy learning about?
I don't know, some new things maybe.
Some what?
Some new things, some gossips, for example.
Okay. Don't listen to gossip. That's just negativity. So I recommend you not to search for that, to not like, let's think about learning something new. What do you enjoy learning about?
I don't know everything actually. I'm interested in everything. For example, now I have an examination in creativity communication.
Okay.
So I have a couple of books in English that I can read about
Okay.
my examination. I think this is quite interesting for me. Or about COVID-19. I'm interested in this as well.
What about it?
Yes, just to hear the news. This is a good preparation for me. Maybe from BBC News.
I recommend also staying away from the news because the news, people and these are the studies have shown this, people who regularly watch the news think up to 7 times more negative thoughts. Okay, so they think negatively, and negative energy is infectious.
What does it mean, infectious?
Infectious means like, do you know what? Well, let's take a look at this word, infectious. What kind of word do you see in here? Right? Infectious it's called a word family. And by the way, studying word families is a big way to improve your vocabulary. Right? So you look at things like suffixes and prefixes, and then get like the root word. So what root word, meaning the base word, what root word?
It can cause you infected, so you can get it, maybe something like that.
Well, what word do you see in here?
Infect.
Infect, right? And what other kinds of words come from infect?
Infection.
Infection, exactly. So an infection is a noun. Is infectious, this is an adjective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at that, then you probably have an idea of what infectious means, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
You can get infected with negative energy.
Yeah, it kind of like enters and then spreads and causes negative results, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that negative energy is affecting your exam results, your exam preparation, because of the negative energy from the news. Right? So I don't recommend actually using the news for this. Essentially, where to find expressions and where to
What does it mean essentially, generally?
what does what mean?
Essentially means generally, or?
Essentially means no, the like almost basically, or like the real reason, essentially. Well, if you look at the word, essentially, what kind of word do you see in here? Where's the root word? Because we have this is the suffix, right? So that's the suffix, really. So what's the root word from essentially? This is an exam part. This is a use of English part. Mariana?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so what's the root word?
Essential.
Essential, right? And what does essential mean?
Important.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So then essentially comes from that word. And I guess today the biggest lesson, I guess, could be like word families. And because if you have the idea of word families, like you understand like ly or ous, right? IOUS, then you've taken infect and you know infection, and now you know it's infectious, and you know to infect and disinfect, and so there's 5 words just from understanding word families from one word. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that is actually a perfect example of compound. That's actually a perfect example of compound because you're compounding your vocabulary, right? You're learning one word, and by knowing the word families, you're compounding it, you're multiplying it.
Okay.
Yeah? But here's the thing. It only works if you work on it every day.
Okay.
Yeah? Because check this out. If you're working, you do a little bit and compound and compound and compound. Then you see a huge increase, right? And a huge increase and a huge increase. But then, you know, you get too busy or something and you stop, right? Then you're essentially starting back at you're starting back at 0 because you've lost one of the most important things you can have is momentum.
What does it mean, momentum?
Momentum is like the power that pushes you to continue, right? Do you know when something good happens, like maybe you study well for 3 days in a row, and then day number 4 is easy, and day number 5 is easy, and day number 6 is easy because you have that momentum and that keeps pushing you. So it's kind of like if you have a car and you don't turn it on, but you push it, you know, at first when you push it, it's really hard. But then once it goes, it's really easy and you can push it with a finger because of momentum.
Yes, I have saw this word in the dictionary, so I know what does it mean.
Okay. But so okay. So you mean you looked it up in the dictionary right now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, got it. But let me ask you, all of these words that you are that you're learning, like essentially momentum, infectious, infection, are you writing these down?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because that's really important to write these down. And as you write down, I have a training I can show you. I can send you to if you want it. It's on how to take notes. So when you're watching something in English or you're reading and you come across a word or an expression, then you want to take notes. And basically I'll write the 4 categories. It's where like new old words. These are words that you're familiar with. New expressions. These are expressions that you don't know, right? And these are questions for a teacher or for a study partner. And these are my expressions. And these are my expressions are expressions that you really like, that you want to start using because they're either important or they're common or you like them. But okay. Let's get to some practice.
What do you mean with questions? Questions for the partner.
Questions like if you come across an expression or something and you say, what's the difference between this expression and that expression? And you say, you can't, it's not clear. And you want to ask like a Facebook group, for example, or a teacher, a specific question.
Okay.
I have some training on that I can send you to later.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you have to do it. I don't want to keep sending you things and then like you don't do them. You know what I mean?
Yes, I will do them.
Okay. Because I only work with focused people, Mariana. I only work with focused people and dedicated. So let's say, is this part 5 that you struggled with?
Yes.
This is it. Okay. So let's talk about some strategy. First, let's go down to the questions. In the first paragraph, the writer emphasizes blah, blah, blah. So generally, these questions will be in order, like chronological order. Right? So this will be the first question. The second question will be in here, the third, and then there might be an overview question. So we know that the first paragraph, the first question is in the paragraph, right? Do you know what the word emphasizes means?
Yes.
Okay. So if we look at number 1, don't look at the question, the answers yet, the options. We're only looking at and finding the answer first. So what does the writer emphasize? I want you to take a look at this. Is it clear on your screen?
It's a little bit small.
Blurry? Small? How's that?
Perfect.
Okay. Take a look at that and you can read it to yourself and then let me know what you think. Just without seeing the options first.
I'm normally a very dedicated person, but I'm preparing for a lot of things. I hope that until next Tuesday I will take a look in all your videos. But please bear in mind that next Tuesday I'm working. So
okay.
This is the only Tuesday that I'm working this month. Every other Tuesday I have free.
Okay. No problem. And I know you're a dedicated person because like you're here every week and you're sure to ask me questions and things. So I know you're a dedicated person.
Okay, I will have a look now at the paragraph. Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So what's the writer emphasizing? Just based on your reading of it, what's the writer emphasizing?
That people of Safari have hosted different actors and filmmakers from around the world, and this gives a opportunity for overseas visitor to play a part of background to the film festival. So they're using Southwest Algeria to set the movies.
Okay. Generally, when you're thinking about the emphasis or the main idea of a paragraph, there are two places that the main idea generally comes. It's either in the beginning of a paragraph or at the end of a paragraph, or both. And this is something good to know for reading, but also for your writing. So when you're writing your essays, like you want your main idea to be of the paragraph to be your first sentence.
Mm.
And then maybe the last sentence too, right? So that's what you're gonna want. So let's look at the options. In the first paragraph, the writer emphasizes the enthusiasm that the festivals instill, the sensational nature of the festival's increasing media attention, or the festival's unlikely location. What would you say?
The first one, the enthusiasm, then the festival instills. Incorrect.
Okay. So what about this? Incorrect. What about this? Incorrect. Unlikely location. Let's take a look at it again. After a bumpy 225-kilometer drive from a meager airstrip in Tindouf, southwestern Algeria, a sprawling single-story town. This is mentioning begins to emerge from the desert's dust.
What does it mean, emerge?
Emerge, like come out, to come out from. So this year, for the first time, look at this. This year, for the first time, like this is talking about the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is talking about the place, how it's unlikely, right? The desert's dust, emerge from the desert's dust. That's talking about the place. So all of these are talking about the place.
Yes.
Yeah. Despite the energy, the background of the film is a serious one. That's why people have been moving 30 years in isolated. Look at this. The Sahrawi people have been living for 30 years in this isolated desert outpost.
What's outpost?
Well, you look it up.
Place.
Yeah. Like a location, right? So, okay, let's take a look at the second question. According to the writer, the refugees have been in the desert for so long because, so now we're gonna look, they've been in the desert for so long. We're gonna continue to, in chronological order, look at what's next, right? Let's see if the answer is in this paragraph. By the way, it might be here too. This might be part of the question, right? Despite the energy and excitement, as the Sahrawi people have been living for 30 years in this isolated desert, having been forced to flee from their Western Sahara. So the question here, number 2, why? Why have they been living in the desert for so long? So it's probably continues from this into the second paragraph. Do you want to take a second and read that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, so let's take a look at, go down and take a look at the options. So wait, before we look at the options, what do you think is the answer, more or less? Why have the refugees been in the desert for so long?
Because of the war.
I think that might be, let's see if the war is, so then what you're doing here is thinking of the correct answer, thinking of the answer you think, and then we'll look at the options to see if it matches what you think, right? So which one do you think is the answer?
D, the last one.
This one, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Interesting. A proposed vote is yet to be taken place. Let's take a look at it.
I told you I am very bad with this reading.
No, it's not. First of all, stop saying that about yourself, because that's only going to cause you to continue to be bad. All right. This part of the exam is very tricky, and it's, this is why I don't like these exams. And unless you need the exam for a specific reason, I don't usually recommend people take them. And this is why, because it doesn't test your English, it tests how well you prepared for this exam. But let's take a look.
What does it mean, dodge it?
Where do you see dodge?
The last sentence of this paragraph.
Oh, dotted?
Mm-hmm.
Like dots. Dots are like this, right? Dot, dot, dot. So if you think of that in like imagery form, like refugee camps have been dotted around the vast, inhospitable desert, right? Placed, that's the idea. Placed in different locations.
And vast?
A lot. Or big.
Vast. Big. Okay.
I'm trying to find why the answer is proposed vote is. I'm trying to find where they're proposing a vote, where that. In 1991, a ceasefire agreement was drawn up, in which referendum was set to promised to decide the fate of the people. Yeah, I guess that's it. Well, let's take a look at the next. Do you see? Yeah. And that's, again, that's why I don't like the exams. But I don't like you saying, I don't ever want to hear you say again, and I don't want you to say, like, you are not good at exams. Okay? Because what happens when we say, I'm not good at exams, just a second, let me share another screen. When you say that you're not good at exams, let's imagine this is your mind, right? And this is your body. And in your body, you have, it goes here, and then your body does the actions. But your mind is made up in two parts, right? You have your conscious mind, and those are your, like, knowledge, I guess. And then you have your subconscious mind, and those are your emotions or habits.
This is an interesting topic as well, actually, subconscious mind.
Then study this. I'll send you a bunch of material where you can study about this, because once you understand this, it's life-changing, truly. So, but here's the thing. Throughout school and everything in your life, like, we have all knowledge here. You study for the exam, you study English in school, you study history, you study science, and you memorize, like, expressions. This is why I don't teach you expressions, because it just gets here. But then in your subconscious mind, it's things like I can't do this well, or I always fail. Because probably in school, it's always bad association. Exams, stress, bad marks, bad scores, teachers yelling at you, parents getting upset because you don't do your homework. You feel like you're a loser. You feel bad because of a bad mark or a failed exam. And all of these negative things are going into your subconscious mind just because of repetition. So instead of that, what you need to push yourself and force yourself to do is start putting positive affirmations into your subconscious mind. It'll take a long time, and not too long if you do it every day, but like just something simple, like not saying I'm so bad at this use of English part, you know. Instead, what can you say instead?
I need to practice more for the reading part.
That's better. Or how about this? I'm so happy and thankful that now that I can do the reading part really well. I'm so happy and thankful now that I can do the reading, that I can pass the reading exam with high scores. I'm so happy and grateful now that I can find expressions every time I watch English. I'm so happy and grateful now that I understand English on a new level. I'm so happy and great, you know, things like that.
Okay.
Okay. And just that one, if you don't do anything after today, if you don't look at any videos, if you don't prepare, just remember this one thing. Plant good things into your mind through talking to yourself.
Okay.
Okay. That will make all the difference in the world. And by the way, this is not my idea. I've studied this, and I've studied from some of the world's best subconscious behavior teachers in the world. That's where this came from. Especially, his name is Bob Proctor, and that's where this came from. So it's not my idea, but I love it so much.
Okay.
So once you do this, it doesn't matter what you want. If you want like a C1 exam, if you want to pass a job interview, if you want to move abroad, whatever it is that you want, once you start learning to put that in here, and once you can get it in here, so it becomes like a part of you. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
It's like magic. It's like magic. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so let's try one more question on this, and then we'll go.
You mean we'll finish after that?
Well, yeah. I mean, after we, well, yeah. So let's take a look at this. What does the writer say about the original city of Dakla? Okay, let's take a look at it. And probably it's in this paragraph, right? So take a look at this paragraph.
I'm ready.
Okay, so let's take a look and scroll down. What does the writer say about the original city? Let's look at the answers first and see if you can find one. It is by the sea. It has good health and educational facilities. It does not have proper roads, and it gets food and water from aid agencies.
I think it had good health and education facilities, or it gets food and water from aid agency, one of the both.
Okay. So now you have two options. Let's go back and confirm and choose one. Okay. What does the writer say about the original city of Dhaka? Being located from the nearest city, unlike its namesake, the beautiful coastline. This Dhaka has no paved roads.
No, it's B. It's B. Aid
Yeah?
agencies. It's B. Yes.
Okay, let's keep. I think you're right, but let's keep reading, just because, like, a lot of the times with the exams, you think the answer, and I agree with you. You think the answer is here, and then you stop reading, and then you realize that the answer is really back here or something. Okay.
No, it's B. I'm sure.
You're sure? You don't want to
Yes.
double check?
No.
Let's take a look. This?
No, B. Yes, this one.
This one?
No,
Well, this
the
one.
previous one. The previous
This one?
one. Yes.
Health and... No, I think it's this. No, it's not. It's by the sea. Let's see. I'm not too convinced about this website, to be honest. It's a beautiful coastal city. Has no... I'm not too happy with this website to prepare. Flojo is a good site.
Okay, I have understood the main idea, so I will train a little bit and I will let you know for next week where I have some errors and
Yes.
difficulties.
Let me send this to you. I'll send this one to you right now. Let me send this.
Okay, so for next time, I need to highlight the speaking and writing group trick. I need to practice every week. I need to see your masterclass.
Okay.
And what more?
So let's do this. Let's clear this. And then let's talk about the homework. So homework. Do download the speaking and writing rubrics. Okay, that's number one. Number two, watch my masterclass on fluency. And number three, practice part 5 and record your scores and the wrong answers. Okay, so I want you to record everything. Record the masterclass. I want you to write down, where the website is. I want you to write down the questions that you got wrong, the questions you got right, and your score. Okay, I want you to record everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this, and obviously, watch material on the subconscious mind. I recommend Bob Proctor, and then I'll send you some other materials, to prepare your English too.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to take a screenshot of this?
No, I have written it down.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So there we go, Mariana.
So about next week, when I'm not able to take the class, how will proceed?
Well, what do you mean?
Will you record it as well for next week for me?
Well, if people, I'm not going to sit here and talk to myself. So if nobody joins me, I'm not going to do it. But if people join me, I'll do it and I'll send you the recording.
Okay, thank you very much. So see you next week.
Okay, thank you, Mariana. Let me know of your progress.
Thank you. I will let you know. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Are you in my Facebook group, by the way?
Yes.
The English Speaking Mastery group?
Yes, I'm in.
Okay, perfect. Then you have a link to watch my lesson yesterday. It's in
Okay,
there.
I will do just. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.